Prepare for action. Prepare for adventure. Prepare to be certainly uncertain on the quest for the Quantum Rose. Hello and welcome back to Quest for the Quantum Rose. It's been a minute. We have rejoined our players here on the planet Fornax after a daring blind night dive through a solar storm and a fleet of temporarily disabled security sensor satellites. The crew have landed on this little island where the temporal anomaly from the sensors that their ship had deployed earlier. And the crew are now exploring the jungly center of the island. Karos is off in the ocean trying to dig out the sensor pod. And the crew have stumbled upon a not entirely real campsite, complete with a nice little merry crackling fire and some ancient-style wooden shipping crates, such as might have been found on a ship of yore during the seafaring days of space travel. There is also a cave adjacent to this little campsite.
I made sure last time that I tapped on the side of the cave.
You tapped on the side of the which now? I'm sorry, my dog was screaming.
The cave. I just tapped on the side.
The cave, yes, the cave is resolutely real.
Okay.
It is a little slimy, and there is a nice, cool, slightly damp breeze coming through there.
A campfire outside. Somebody walked, not
touched, and was not real. Yes, someone did reach out and there was no heat coming off of it, and somebody touched it, and they discovered it was not really there.
I believe that was Willow who did that, and
I put my hand on a crate to try and just rest my hand.
Ah, yes.
And I was trying to shove my knife in the side of it to open it, and it's going in very easily, and then Willow tapped me on the shoulder with her arm in the crate,
It's going through it.
So did we ever find out if there were projectors for these that were sitting anywhere or anything like that? And if we haven't time, look for them.
I had made mention of the fact that we had launched the pod in the first place into a temporal anomaly, and I got an inspiration point for calling that out to everybody. It's effectively a chance that nothing here is because it's...
Mm-hmm. Yes, her deduction that there may be some temporal spatial shenanigans at work here.
So it's real, it's just not now.
It might not be really real, or it might not be all the way real, or it might have been real at one point.
A different quantum shift in this quantum phase.
I'm gonna slip out my little journal.
Which journal is completely illegible right now. Whatever is going on here, the pages of your journal cannot seem to make up their minds what they're saying, and it's like trying to read a book in a dream. The words keep painting in front of your face, and none of it is actually coherent.
I'm gonna pull out a mundane journal and just take notes on this.
The mundane journal does nothing.
No, I'm taking notes in the mundane journal.
No, I know. I was just for the laughs. I was just saying the mundane journal does nothing. It continues to do nothing resolutely.
Oh, thank God! Thank God! That's the only thing I can count on in this whole game. But all right.
Billy just puts a hand to the con. Who wants to feed our cave first?
I do. Anyone want to come with us?
No idea.
Okay. First, from the top of the rock thing, can I see other islands, or it's just ocean everywhere?
It is ocean as far as the eye can see. And as a matter of fact, before this island decided to be here, you were all not very certain that there was any land masses in this particular stretch of miles. The whole thing reappeared rather suddenly, as Calla may attest, because she had to pull a violent hook left and drop it right on top of the island.
We'll fly down then.
Karos, you notice that the further out from shore you get, even through the water, more than accounting for the murk of the water, the island is becoming less apparent.
Okay.
You tell anybody this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sprint over to the shore where he is. Does Koreas have pronouns?
They.
They, where they are.
Good to know.
I'm gonna stand in the shallow and just try to look for them if I can get there fast enough. Chris, you there?
So can I still see?
Yeah, you can, and you can still hear. It's coming in a little faint, like more than you would expect for the distance that you're at. You normally would be able to hear somebody at this range better than that. It's almost coming in like a shade off tune of a radio.
Okay. Do I think that the sensor pod is further out than this?
No, you're pretty much right on top of it. Like it wasn't buried that deep offshore. You were already kind of on top of it, but it's in the sand pretty good. It landed pretty deep, so it would take several minutes of digging here to work it out with just the tools you have at hand.
You need a hand down there, bud?
This is not really something that you would need some large scale earth moving equipment to keep the sand from like refilling the hole as you're digging it, basically.
Right. Basically making this not.
It's not shallow enough that you can just like push some sand out of the way and like get a hold of it. It cratered pretty well, and now it's been sort of covered up in the time since you landed. So it's down there. It can be retrieved, but it's going to take a while. Also, things are kind of hazy.
Yeah. So I think it'd probably be best for me to leave this for now and for us to get it later.
Okay, do you need a hand getting out?
I think I'll be okay.
Alright.
I'm just gonna make my way back towards the island.
It's subtle, but you do notice that as you approach the island, there seems to be a little bit of like distortion, as in like you're walking. You seem to be walking like twice as long as it should take you to get to shore. You get there, but your progress seems stretched somehow.
Okay.
But once you hit the land, the effect sort of diminishes, and you seem to be moving at your normal pace again.
There's probably not just time distortions happening here. Probably something spatial too.
Actually, it may just be a time distortion due to geological movement, oceanic rise and fall. This land, if this is a time distortion going on, this land could actually be thousands of feet underwater at standard time, but we just happen to be within a distortion, which means we should get going.
A little while we'll just have a cave. Wait for everybody to come back. So cave? Cave?
How slimy is the slime in the cave?
So it's
the important questions.
It is damp. You do find gripping the ceiling difficult with your claws. It's
So
not
let's
like
say
it's not
if I-
impossible, but it does definitely like it does seem like you maybe might have to make a dexterity check to avoid losing your grip.
I mean, let's say I lick it. How does it taste?
It tastes like a 9-volt battery, for lack of a better comparison, and basically kind of musty like regular stone, wet stone. But there's definitely a tingling sensation on your chemoreceptors that suggests maybe this might not be the healthiest thing to put in your mouth.
Tastes like witchcraft.
Can I look at the slime as a biologist and see what I can tell from it?
Sure.
What do you have me roll?
Go ahead and make me a nature check, please.
Alright, so that's d20 plus 4. 14.
Okay. So this slime is apparently an otherwise unremarkable variety of cave mold. It doesn't really have any major psychoactive or chemical properties that you are aware of. And anything odd about it, it could probably be ascribed to its surroundings more than its.
Half expecting you to say that Kaz had.
I was hoping it's going to be lightly psychoactive.
Not every campaign has to go there.
I've put worse things in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm sure you have, big guy.
Care.
No, in character. I've never lived.
So okay, how many of you are traveling into the cave now?
Yes.
Yes.
I think yes.
I think
Okay.
everyone.
Unless Kala says no, yes.
She's sticking in the back because ranged attacks, but yeah,
Okay.
she's following the rest.
I'm
All right.
going to take
So-
one of the marching order, except for maybe Willow going for it if she wants to.
So almost right away as you head into this cave, it changes from like raw stone to like mossy worked green, almost like marble or something. It's still very damp in here, and there's still a lot of wind coming through the tunnel. but the air smells fresh. It doesn't smell gross. Everything is a little bit electric, like maybe it was just raining, right? Like there's kind of that zip and sizzle in the air. Ozone. There's a hint of ozone.
This smells just like the candle you got me for graduation,
But
Chris.
it is rather dark in here. You're backlit from the cave entrance, so you can see out to a blind intersection ahead. But beyond that, you have no idea how far that light's going to penetrate.
I press the button on the flashlight attached to the end of.
Jolly good. You
Yeah,
still
I
see
just-
a blind intersection, and there's lots of moss.
But at least I have a flashlight on.
All right.
I'm just gonna walk forward, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just walk forward to the
I'm gonna
intersection.
click the flashlight. Do I still have a flashlight in my palm? Cool. Yes, I'm gonna click the flashlight in my palm because I have dark vision, but I'm not sure if everyone else does, and I'm being thoughtful.
Hence the flashlight. Side note: who's good at finding traps?
Well, that depends. What sort of role would it be to find traps? Oh, powerful
Probably
dimension master.
Investigation, normally.
Yeah.
So
So I have a +6 to
I
investigation.
have a +4 to it,
Okay.
and I'm rather deft, good at deck saves in case we do have a trap.
The only reason I ask is because certain archaeological digs had to ship for have had rather violent in place.
Yeah, we
No,
should
it's fine.
expect the classic like dart.
Mm-hmm.
Darts,
only
acid
violent thing
traps,
I've heard-
boulders.
Cleaning pendulum.
The only violent thing I've ever had to deal with archaeology is a former a former classmate of mine. He was always screaming something about like things belonging in museums all the time.
Did you forget about the last archaeological site we were at?
Well, true
Nothing.
that too, but I always there was his classmate. He always had a whip for some reason. He was just going on about shit.
We lost it.
Okay.
I just want to make a reference, y'all.
All right. So, is anybody proceeding forward into the room, or are we just? Can y'all move your tokens, or are they?
We
No.
can't move our
Okay,
tokens.
Wait,
Oh,
we can't
I
move
wish
our
somebody had
tokens?
said something to me sooner.
We
We were
messaged
being
in
sneaky,
the chat.
and we were saying it in the chat.
We didn't want
doesn't see
to interrupt the
chat because
beautiful
he's on a
audio.
tablet.
Oh, okay.
Y'all are too cute. Okay, give me a second. All right, Willow, take it away.
Right.
Caxhaws,
I'm gonna be stealthy too.
Boom Squid, Kala, and Valerie.
Oh, we're being stealthy.
I'm being stealthy. Scout.
All right. Okay, stealth roll for me.
24.
Babe,
Yeah, as ever, you blue shift away.
Did I see anything as I around the corner?
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah.
it's
For stealth?
it is still and quiet and dark.
I'm gonna have 17 for a stealth check.
16.
Ah, okay.
At this
No one will ever be as
I'm
good as the
happy.
blue shift, but
Well, I mean, 16 for Caxhaws is remarkable. So good job.
I got a 9.
Well, I'll
Continue
consider
mission.
this a group stealth check. Let's see what Kala gets.
Oh, I didn't realize I was needing to roll.
Oh, did you want to
Sit.
stealth or not?
same
Well,
as Calvin.
I'm in, if it's for a group roll, sure, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm letting them go first. I don't exactly be stealthy if they're the ones.
Well, then if you're not going to be part of the group moving forward, then I wouldn't see that you'd need to be part of the stealth roll. We can take that as a group success then, and Boom Squid, you okay.
I'm gonna cut my light off, so if I'm stealthy.
So as you whip around that corner there, are you looking to the left there on the side that you went to, Val?
Yeah, I meant to just slice around the corner because I was assuming Willow's a well-trained enough operative to slice her corner properly.
You notice ahead of you that the walkway is crumbled in places. There appears to be some damage to the floor and to the ceiling in places.
I'd like to go forward just enough to investigate
Okay.
and just see if this is a.
Make
If
me a
this is-
dexterity saving throw.
Oh, ouch. Okay. Can I get a D20 plus 5 with that? 21.
Okay, you put your foot down through the floor, but your other foot you managed to fall back and basically hop step back off of the precipice and not walk into a intangible stone. You note that right near the edge of where the stone appears to end and like has crumbled off, the nearer parts of that stone are kind of ghostly and insubstantial. Like they're not all together here, and you can kind of see through them the edges of another break line that you didn't notice before.
All right.
So with that in mind, you are now aware of a second set of You're now aware of where the stone really is and where it wants to be.
Hey, Kaz,
Yes?
you can fly, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Can you try to take a look around that corner that he almost just fell in?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
It seems to be a chronal shifted corner. If what I'm seeing is correct, I wouldn't recommend coming over here, but if you think you can do it.
Looking down, neither your vision nor your light can penetrate the bottom of that gloom, and in fact, it's just pure blackness.
I don't have my light on. I clicked it off.
Okay.
So I'm just marking this as maybe not a room to go into. If somebody else wants to, that's on you. Don't come down here. I'm not saving you. I'm just gonna walk the other way.
Boy, you can really feel the camaraderie on this team.
Yeah,
This is me giving an advance warning. I'll heal them if they get back, but I'm not going to bring them back.
Will is hugging the wall, slowly inching forward. There's weird time shit around him.
The wall remarks, "This is nice." It doesn't really say that. I should be more serious and less whimsical with my off the wall things.
No, please.
Meta humor of this, because this could really be, just an emotionally neglected wall.
Pun about being off.
This campaign has layers, guys.
Yeah, Will is still proceeding at a stealthy pace and eye out for any grooves in the walls, any potential spaces where it feels like there's air coming in where there shouldn't be.
Oh, since you're feeling about air, I'll let you resume your description. But since you're mentioning the air, you do notice that there is the continued pleasant, cool, damp breeze coming straight down the hallway from where you're headed to. So it does not appear to have been coming from the weird, not altogether there floor room,
Right.
but from this direction instead, and it doesn't appear to be coming out of the stonework.
Realizing that, Will just puts a hand to the comm, just goes, "You probably have some kind of underground lagoon."
so we forgot about the creepy boy room thing, right?
I think
Yes,
it's
we
best
did.
we ignore it for now.
I think I told you while I was passing you, don't go in there. I'm not pulling you out.
Which is a fair warning.
I don't think we have a way to pull him out.
Two of us have grappling hooks.
I thought we
If
had
it's deep
grappling
enough, it
arms.
doesn't matter.
I mean, the hooks are in
Grappling
the
arms,
arms.
grappling hooks, whatever. My arm, yeah,
These
grappling
arms are
arms.
made for grappling.
and that's just what they'll do. This doesn't give us a bonus on our grappling checks.
Oh, regrettably not. It is not that kind of a grappling. Anyway.
Next upgrade.
He
Next.
keeps going. Will is still just keeping an eye out for traps.
Okay. So far, so clean. This hallway seems to be pretty devoid of traps.
Good.
Like, you don't even have to 5-foot it. Like, you can tell this hallway doesn't appear to be in any kind of good condition or anything. But it also doesn't look like it's all very uniform outside of just the degradation of time, right? One notable exception, though, as you start hitting that intersection, you do see that collapsed pillar there. The space at the base of where that pillar was and the floor in that southern corner is kind of ghostly and insubstantial also. And yeah, Caxaws just kind of fluttered over it for a hot second. And you can see through it what looks like stars. Like that patch of grass is sometimes like a hole of stars.
Will just looks at that and just sort of just eyes it really cautiously. It's like, yeah.
And if you look at it again, it's actually kind of flooded, and there's like water seeping in from the bottom of it. But then it's going to being normal grass again.
Solaris' fault.
Weird time shit. He just keeps walking carefully.
I think I'm gonna also be looking for traps if it wasn't very plain that I was doing that.
What's y'all's passive perception?
+3?
Valerie and Willow specifically.
Mine is 15.
Mine is 13.
Okay. Very faintly in the distance, you hear.
That sounds like
What sort of a check do I have to make to try to identify that?
yeah.
You could try either a nature or an arcana.
I think I'll go with nature. There's no way that survival would be good for this, would it?
Not for this, no.
Okay, then if I can get it.
Yeah, both for shit, so I'm just gonna go for Arcana. Oh, damn. 18.
Nice. That sounded like a cat.
I got a nat 1.
Oof.
That sounds like a
Sound.
dog.
Will is just like,
I look behind me and I see Kalahari is still with us, so I look confused.
Right.
Willow sees this. Willow sees through this, and she just sort of just like playfully just smacks you on. Just like, what the hell?
I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think I am, the wildlife biologist? Wait.
She goes, yes, that was like a house cat. That would be more like an earthquake. And she just like jerks her thumb back towards the tower while saying that.
No, that would be more like a glacier falling off into the ocean.
Can't say that I've ever seen that before. Moving on.
It's
Moving
wonderful.
on.
Let me show you something.
And she keeps going. This is talking to just switching over to stealth, like operative
I
style.
make a
All right,
perception
so-
that rainbow
okay.
thing.
As
Sorry.
I was going to say, is as you approach this set of columns, you see ahead there's a faintly glowing blue kind of aura, and as you get closer, you see kind of this weird prismatic shifting shape laying across this big dais. The plant life against the far wall is really interesting and doesn't look like the rest of this stuff. You want to make an Arcana check to try and figure out what the plants are.
Sure.
And I'll allow you to make a fresh check, Arcana this time, for the rainbow-hued thing on the dais.
Adds a 7 for the plant.
Okay, they're plants. That's a plant, all right.
Weird
I
looking
want to. I
plants.
want to see if I can tell what the plants instead, but like, no, I got that one. I'm blanking out.
Okay.
I'm too
You're not even
focused
sure.
on.
You're not even sure those aren't rocks.
All right. Can I make a roll for Arcana?
By all means, everybody can roll.
Can I make one for the plants because that was my Arcana for this rainbow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so is it nature for the plants or is it Arcana for the plants?
It's
It's
Arcana.
Arcana for both.
Okay.
Oh, you got a
17 on
17.
plants. I am a biologist.
Okay. You know enough that you know that these plants do not belong in this dimension. This particular set of organic growth is usually only found in like certain aspects of like some planets have extra dimensions on top or below them. They've got like the astral plane or the shadow realms. So this is an example of an underworld vegetation, right? This is a shadow dimension plant. It shouldn't be on this plane of existence. But
Oh, this is a plant of the clay demones. Whatever. Oh no.
Should we eat it?
well, the thing of it is though is like the terrain around it. You can see kind of there's a shift in the way that the stone looks. The interface, it's kind of a blue-green, and then the green marble shifts to this ethereal sort of blue stone. And right up next to the plant there, kind of in the midst of it all, is this rainbowy shape that it uncurls itself and looks up at you, and it's a gigantic Maine Coon-looking cat in rainbow colors, and it's a little see-through. It's kind of bedraggled in the face, like it looks like an old, like grouchy kind of like, I don't know how else to say this, like a Wilford Brimley cat, right?
So grumpy cat.
Well, not grumpy cat, but like the Wilford Brimley, like he is a grumpy cat. He's not the grumpy cat. That's
Right.
legally distinct.
Right.
But yes, this prismatic stray stands up and stretches, and it looks at you and starts bounding off down the corridor.
I ignore it I ignore it completely and walk up to the plants.
Are we
You're not going to
doing
investigate the
treasure?
wild?
What?
You're not going to investigate the fauna? Only the flora?
We'll catch the fauna later. The flora is not going anywhere. Well,
Yeah.
actually, the flora might be fleeting faster than the fauna. Honestly,
What
this is not natural to the prime material plane. Correos, you should know this. We took the same biology class together.
Okay, so Val, how close are you getting to the tentacle plants?
Oh, I am. This is a bad idea, but I'm getting right up on these motherfuckers.
Okay,
Like, I'm not touching them, but I'm getting as close as I can without touching them.
all right.
This is a bad idea.
I know
it.
from biology class with Val to stay close because it will need to be blown out.
Sage, I need the crit chart, please.
Oh, no.
I have my journal out
Rules.
and I'm writing in it. I'm taking
I've got
notes.
it. Are we going for crit or fail?
For crit success.
Give me
Oh
the percent.
no.
So I will narrate just what happened in a moment, but let's resolve some quantum states, shall we?
This is not good. This is
42.
42?
42. Quite possibly the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Or in this case, what happens to Valerie.
to my life, my universe, and my everything.
The staggering blow causes the target to be deafened until the end of it next turn.
Okay. So Val, what has happened here is as you approach this tentacle and you look behind you to toss off that rejoinder about the plant, and we were in school together. And as you look around to make that comment, you catch a mighty blow upside the head as one of the tentacles lashes out with its big, like, wooden tentacly self and claps you upside the back of the head for 8 damage, bludgeoning, and you are now, I guess, now deafened from the impact to the back of your head.
Just a small concussion.
I just got the mental image of that kid with the cell phone getting smacked by the elephant.
Yeah. So the wall is writhing now. You can roll initiative if you care.
Like all of us? Or?
But anybody that wants to do anything about this can take their turns with it, but it's not going anywhere.
Maybe just pull her back.
I'll need to roll initiative if I want to get a sample from it, won't I?
I mean, we should all roll initiative and do
Combat with the
I mean,
plant.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, no.
Do we really want to kill the plant?
Oh God, it's out.
I mean, even if it's like to tackle Valerie and take her out of there, we should roll initiative.
Yeah.
Wait, am I free to move?
You're
away
not
from
grappled.
it?
You're not grappled. You just got clocked.
I'm just gonna stumble backwards and just look at everyone else. Yeah, I think we should just let this be. Am I talking loud? I'm not talking loud, am I?
It tries to swing again with an opportunity attack, but it misses and flails wildly. So you're safe now. You are out of its range. But it's still like wiggling angrily and like shaking at you. And
I want to record like a 30 full minute long video of it. Just document it.
Then
Are you sure you don't want us to get a sample? We could probably cut off a piece.
You can probably make.
Willow walks up to Val and puts either a hand on either side of her face, idiot sandwich style, and just goes, "Ow."
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, after about 3 seconds of your recording, actually, it ceases to exist, and you're looking at a blank wall.
What were you going to say, you?
Nothing. The plan went away.
Willow just still has her hand on the other side of Val's face. She just goes, "Val, we're in Bonkers Town. Nothing here is going to make sense."
What'd you say?
Willow's face just falls at that and just goes and just keeps her hands on either side of Val's head and just starts dragging her away from her.
Val is blushing.
Just like leading a child away from something that you know is dangerous, but they don't. Because they're like still fixated on it. You're like, come on, and just pulls her away as they go after the cat.
Okay. I'll drop the I can't hear bit.
As long as the plan disappeared, I lost interest in the wall and started walking.
Also, sorry.
I was gonna say, I imagine after a few minutes of malt archer style, she's fine.
You see, the smart thing would have been to cast Hunter's Mark on the cat, but I don't do the smart thing.
There's so many ways to get bonuses to track things.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention the least of which is that it only has one way that you knew it went.
True. Also, can you look up the dice I need for Cure Wounds? Because I'm going to Cure Wounds myself.
D8 plus wisdom. It's the hunter, either ranger.
I don't think that's.
Are you talking about Cure Wounds?
You're casting it at level 1.
Yeah, Faye, you just clicked on Cure. You just clicked on Cure Light Wounds again. I don't think that's.
What? That?
You typed in Cure Light Wounds. It's just Cure Wounds. It's a different spell. I'm not even sure it's the same edition.
Yeah, it's like 3-5.
Oh.
I know you'd rather we play 3-5, but I'm sorry.
No, it's just habit. It's literally just habit. Also, it's the same.
Okay, 1d8 spellcasting. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you toss me 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier? Does that mean
assume automatically if any D&D can?
Wisdom for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Wisdom. I was asking if I would add my proficiency, but probably not.
No, it's just
okay. So d8 plus 3.
Yeah, it was definitely not proficiency.
I'm back up to full.
Okay. Woohoo! All right. So yeah, Kaxaz, you see the Prismatic Stray is still ambling down the hallway.
How tangible it seems and edible.
You're not sure how edible it might be. You can't really smell it.
I chase it. I mean,
can I cast
full
Hunter's Mark on
speed.
the
I
Stray?
chase it full speed.
Okay, so yeah, it's actually going to like leap through a portal at the end of the hallway.
I'll stop before the portal then.
Yeah, so you see at the end of this corridor here, the room ceases to exist beyond a certain space. You can see more of that unearthly blue, that shadow dimension effect, and a large. It looks almost like a gigantic tree, but with a huge knot cut out of the middle, so it looks like it's got a yawning maw. It's a spooky ass tree. But that all aside, there is this portal just sort of hanging in midair over a couple of broken columns that the stray hopped through.
Does the tree look anything like the plan we saw before?
It's not the same species, but you get the sense that it's definitely from the same neighborhood.
Okay.
With Willow's experience with portals, is this setting off any warning bells or anything?
It seems safe and stable. It doesn't seem like it'll rip you apart.
Right. She's not getting any weird feelings from the thing that happened earlier at the station?
I was gonna say, make an insight check.
I've already hopped through the portal, by the way, if you weren't looking at the map.
Okay.
I'm chasing this cat
19.
down.
I'm sorry?
It's a 19.
19. Yeah. Yeah, you don't think this is gonna go badly?
Doesn't feel like there's anything like what happened with my teleport thing that happened?
There's no real way to know, but I mean, you've got no reason to suspect that it.
So since Val has already gone through, I'm just gonna calm Val. Be like, everything good?
Is everything good?
Well, you don't know because you didn't hear her.
Okay.
Okay. Would I need to make an acrobatics check if I wanted to have somersaulted through the portal?
If it gives you pleasure, then yeah, go ahead.
It does. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, you.
Why would you?
Why would you lie about something like that?
Got a 19.
Okay, so yes, you handily roll through the portal and manage to not break your legs
I'm just.
on the landing. It actually, when you come through the other side, it's almost as if you dove out the indoor. You notice that in this immediate space, at least, the pillars that are collapsed in exactly the same way. So it's almost exactly like jumping off of the space you landed on, or started from, as it were.
I pull my journal, I write it down because the only difference between jacking around and doing science is if I write it down.
Write it down, that's right. Oh, that's not a part of this.
No, that's just what Karos heard.
This bonus content.
So Willow, after having just a little moment of the portal, looks around and realizes that Val is gone. Just goes, calms her face, and she just walks up to the portal and is like, I guess we're going through this.
You're also irresponsible.
Willow stops at that and just goes, oh dear God. She just like looks up at this guy, just hands up hard, just by me.
Okay.
And just walks through.
All right. Is anybody else choosing to follow them at this time?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the room with the boy then was scary, but the portal is fine, and I'll go through the portal.
Yeah, this plant tree doesn't appear to be interacting or moving with at your approach at all. It seems to mostly just be a place for this portal to rest.
What could go wrong?
Sure.
Last time I lost a leg.
You ripped that off yourself.
That's the technicality.
It's just a leg. You've recurred anyways.
Yeah. Alright, so now that
What
I'm
did I
on
do
the
with
other
the leg?
side.
Yeah. Now
Now
we're
that
on the
I'm
other
on-
side.
Yeah, you see the stray at the intersection of the next hallway there, and it's looking at you, Valerie, and it'll just kind of meow at you, just sort of plaintively, and scamper off up the way.
Does it do a regular meow? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound particularly weird or unearthly. It sounds like a regular cat. Maybe a little big, but it sounds like a cat.
Can I have used my bounty hunter ability to mark it so I have advantage on tracking it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You do notice now that you're tracking it actively that wherever it seems to step, it leaves little glittering paw prints of like motes of light just for a couple of seconds. They fade pretty fast, but it's almost like having footprints made of glitter.
Great. Cat's a vampire.
No, the cat's not glittering. Its footprints are.
Okay, it's footprints for a vampire.
It's footprints of Batman.
Not sure how that works.
Yeah, no,
Before-
it sounded as stupid as I thought.
Okay.
As soon as I said it.
So yes.
Before Val takes another step forward, Willow's going to just You get her by the shoulders, and just turn her around, keep your hands on her shoulders, go, Val. Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. I'm not used to being the responsible one in a group most of the time.
Trust me, I'm being very responsible.
You walk through a portal in a place where time and space are insane, and there are plants that are made of adult videos attached to the wall, and a cat that looks like it's made of rainbows. This was not a smart thing, and you're supposed to be a scientist.
Hey, Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be too much of a downer,
Right?
you followed her through, as did the rest of them.
Cool. I don't
We had
think
to
your
get her back.
planet.
We had to get her back somehow.
It's a chronospatial distortion within a place that is already distorted via a time space, receiving some sort of time space altercatum, and the animal seems to be, for all intents and purposes, like us, but slightly more magical. But I see no reason why we wouldn't survive anything that it would survive.
That's what I've been telling you from the start.
It's just a kitty.
Witchcraft.
Silent paladin.
Willow realizes what Calla just said, and she said, "Oh, good. I'm not entirely responsible for everyone after all."
Oh no, you are. I just don't give a shit.
I'm being responsible. I'm just taking calculated risk.
Willow,
Let me tell you.
you're not held liable for anything that either of us do. That's the coalition.
Oh yeah, if we die, that's the coalition's problem.
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't work for you guys. I'm not
Sure.
liable. I'm
Right
not
next
liable.
to.
Like, I'm gonna put my arm on Willow's shoulder just like this and be like, "Hey Willow, I promise, I made that risk calculated, and I've got a PhD in biology with an undergrad in math."
Thus, you are completely unqualified to deal with space-time abnormalities.
Did you say that in
Willow
English?
just
Yes.
Willow just points at Kairos. Just goes, "Yes, exactly that." They make a good point.
Raise your hand if you're more qualified than me.
Wasn't
How?
I'm an engineer.
I'm a scientist.
All right.
Willow realizes
What the-
she's just lost this argument and starts moving after the cat.
Yeah, we're just gonna, rather than argue, we're just gonna chase the cat.
I am lost.
Yes.
Yeah, you took a wrong turn from the cat.
Willow notices and just goes, "Yep." He grabs him by one of the lower arms, like, Cax, this way. Stick with the group."
Why are we chasing the cat?
Willow,
Because kitty.
lunch.
I mean, there was only one real path to go through, and it was after the cat's just going the same way we are. I'm assuming it's been here long enough. And what was it that surface the bird lady said? We got an epic quest or something like that.
Yeah, so you were supposed to be trying to find an entity known as the Mother of Now at the Temple of the Moment on this planet.
Wait,
And-
the mother of...
Yeah.
I was saying that in character, not out of character.
But epic quests
Like-
start with an audience with the queen, not chasing technicolor mammals.
Sometimes quests get, but
I was gonna say is like clearly you've never watched like those movies where following the magical animal leads you to the princess.
Cactus has
but-
never seen a single movie.
That's fair.
I feel like that is false because I'm fairly sure Valerie would have forced the bug to sit down and watch Days for Our Life or something.
Okay, like
Willow,
I've watched two
Oh,
movies,
no.
and
No.
Willow
the one
just
you
goes,
put me.
Okay,
Willow's
so
just-
as Valerie approaches, you notice that the cat is like standing at the top of a stairwell that is leading downward. However, you notice also that about 10 feet into the stairs, the wall has collapsed and there is a pile of loose rubble in the stairwell. The stray looks at you and meows once and then walks through the wall.
I'm gonna go up to the wall and I'm gonna put my mechanical hand on it and press.
It
see if it's
is
solid.
It remains resolutely real.
Okay. Can we see the other side? Does it collapse like that, or is it just like there's so much rubble and it's impassable?
I mean, it's not impassable. It's not impossible. It's loose rubble, but it's not all packed and filled in. It is. I mean, it's an obstruction to be sure. Like the corridor is blocked for travel, but it's a pretty wide stairwell. It's about 15 foot wide, and the stuff can be moved.
I have to go around the way.
Specialist, you're up.
Yeah.
Everyone clear out. It's gonna need about a 15-20 foot clearance space from point of impact.
As soon as she says that, Willow is already behind the wall.
Standing right here with my hands on my hips, looking very proudly at what Koreos is about to do, just Wonder Woman posing.
Yeah. How many explosives do I need to use up?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do. Go ahead and start making a series of attack and damage rolls at the wall, and we'll see where this goes.
The thing is, I want to help you, but I don't think I can.
That's the first
You know what?
attack roll.
I will say, yeah, I was gonna say this is like you don't really have to make the attack roll so much.
It's
Just
like-
go ahead and put in your damage values so we see how fast you blow through the wall.
Yeah, because it is a stationary wall.
This is, in fact, you planting charges.
Mm-hmm.
At least I hope it is.
I'm just double checking.
I'm gonna go change shirt.
You do or you do like full damage against objects.
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm
scenery,
just double checking.
BRB.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's double damage.
right? Okay. So I will say you do manage to blow a few holes.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that the ceiling above, it appears to have stabilized. Like there doesn't seem to be any more stuff coming down. But like I'd say with about 10-15 minutes work, you do manage to blow a tunnel at least wide enough for everyone to get through to the other side.
Cool.
So this whole section is now bored through. Where it
Perfect.
says cold. I don't actually have a not broken part of that map to illustrate it, but
But-
there's a hole. There's a hole there.
There's a hole, like, through this middle
Yeah,
section of it.
there's a
Yeah.
whole tunnel there.
Alright. Tunnel's clear. Enough space for us to get through.
Alright.
I'm not going first. I just make a hole.
It looks like Kaz has gone first.
It's big enough to support him, and I'll follow after.
What happened?
I made a passage.
Oh, good. Spectacular job, Ensign. Specialist. My bad.
Okay.
As soon as Rowlet's back to hugging the wall.
Okay.
Do
You catch a faint flash of sparkle at an intersection to your left, about 30 feet ahead.
Right?
Just gonna
Over to that wall.
dash
Around the
after
corner.
this cat.
Yeah, there's like no illumination down here whatsoever besides what you're bringing with you,
I
and
mean,
like
the
the
explosion's
faint little.
probably spooked.
Yeah, no, it scampered for sure. But you do see like a faint little shimmer sparkle of cat feet disappearing down this hallway.
I'm glad I'm fortunate that I upgraded myself to have dark vision.
Yeah, in the dark vision, it's really pretty. It shows up brilliantly against the backdrop.
Wonderful. I'm picturing in my mind's eye that this isn't like regular dark vision. This is military night vision goggles. It's all just like shades of green.
Right? All right. Okay. So, let me go ahead and put everyone in place on the next map really quick. I want to avoid preloading people in the map because I'm never sure if they're actually going to come in there or not.
Oh, I'm definitely getting in there.
I think we're all coming in.
What's the
I
marching
think
order? Calo's bringing up the rear.
Second to last.
Okay.
Unless
Val third.
I've been going first a bunch, and I'm happy to do it. But like, does anybody else want to? I don't want to take that from everybody.
I don't really mind. I will be on the front part just because I want to be close when I have to punch something. But other than that, I don't mind if I'm the first, the second, or the third.
You're effectively the guinea bug.
Nice.
Willow, unless you want to go first, I will then, I guess.
I'll scout ahead.
All right, I'll trick you over there now.
Do I need to re-stealth?
No, your stealth, your original check is fine.
Okay.
All right. So you don't see the cat right now, but you do see its little sparkly trail of feet leading straight ahead.
Definitely gonna follow the feet, but also keep my eye out for.
Yeah, you notice like an alcove to your left and like two little pathways to your right, but there doesn't seem to be anything of significance over there. There's no noises or any kind of thing happening over there to indicate it went that way.
You have to this little like. Is it proper term? It's like a choke point or something like that. I don't know.
Just gonna.
Does it look like there's anything going on with this stuff in front of us?
No, it just looks broken, honestly. Like more than anything else, it just looks like it's old and something happened here, and maybe like a tree root pushed up through it as it was growing in. But it doesn't look like it doesn't look temporally anomalous.
Keep pressing on, alternating between the walls.
I'm just gonna run down the center of the hallway, sprinting.
Yeah. So you come to an intersection, and you notice that there's a difference now. On the left, you see a faintly shimmering idle teleportal, similar to the kind that you saw at the in-car burial site. And on the right, you see a similar magical frame that appears to be holding some kind of a shimmering green liquid, and the Prismatic Stray is standing there in front of that green pool.
Okay.
I'll use divine sense.
You don't detect anything that your divine sense would detect.
Okay.
Can I use Arcana to see if I know anything about the green pool?
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Nope. 11.
Yeah, no, it's a magic pool. It kind of looks like the ones you saw before, but different.
Willow's going to walk up to the stray, just carefully like you're approaching a wild animal, just like a stray cat. Pace.
Make
like, just
me
not, like,
an animal handling check, please.
That is an 11.
It sniffs at you once, but doesn't appear to be particularly thrilled. It doesn't hiss at you or anything, but it's just not. It's a cat,
Right.
Can I try to do the similar?
Sure.
Nice. And 18.
Okay. So the cat seems to cotton to you a little better. It sniffs your hand a little bit. It decides that you're not unpleasant to deal with, and it kind of like rubs up against your hand once, and then it sort of hops up on a pillar, making a pretty astonishing 8-foot vertical leap on top of this column, and kicks over it reaches off and bats with its paw, and it knocks down it looks like a small emerald colored gem, like a rhomboid, like a D8, right? If you wanted like a shape to compare it to, it looks like a D8. It's like that 8-sided crystal, and that falls down on the floor, kind of at your feet, Valerie.
I would like to pick it up and inspect it.
It looks a little bit like a hardlight construct core, but if one had been like kind of depleted of its energy, so it's like a dead battery, or like a flat battery almost. But yeah, so it's a hardlight construct core, but without any juice in it.
I'll just look at it, and I just look at the cat. Do you want me to recharge this?
The cat just looks at you.
As cats do.
Yeah, it does not answer.
I'm gonna go check out this pool and see what I can figure out about the pool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, get right on the
symbols.
edge.
Looking for any symbols on like the edge of the floor, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make your Arcana check, either of you.
8.
10.
Okay, so you don't make out anything useful, Val, about this. Willow, you do manage to make out a new rune, in addition to the ones that you've learned about from previous portal frames like that. You do recognize the glyph for hardlight.
I turn over my shoulder. Kratos, get your notebook out. I'm gonna do some science, and I want you to take some notes. I palm the crystal in my mechanical arm, and I shove that in the pool.
Okay. All right.
I have multiple large wrenches and other objects that we could use.
Strangely, it doesn't seem to be causing any damage. In as much as it tingles. It's rather like dipping your arm in soda.
I have a question.
With just the sensation that it provides. What?
This is the metal arm. If I can feel in the metal arm, this is incredibly weird.
Yes.
I assume your metal arm has at least some.
Well, this provides like
Pressure sensors in the hand.
yeah. This is nerve perfect replication of the sensation of your arm in soda.
I haven't felt this arm in years. Holy shit. I say it under my breath.
Yeah, when you start submerging the construct core into the liquid, almost immediately you see it starts to like suffuse with like a little bit of a dim glow, and then it starts getting a little brighter and a little brighter. After a second, it starts wriggling in your hand, like moving around under its own power.
I don't know if I should let it go or offer it up to the cat. I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
Let it go.
No, pull my arm out.
Yeah, so as you release it, it kind of bobs to the surface and starts drifting towards the center of the pool. As it does so, it starts rotating in the center and begins picking up speed and starts pulling the fluid around it and starts drawing it up into kind of a column. As it does so, eventually it spins out into like a solid cylinder of light and like this weird glowing green fluid, and then there is a brilliant green flash, and you see standing before you, contained in a magical circle, a giant woman. She looks to be about 15 feet tall, composed of hardlight. She has blonde hair, kind of freckly tan skin, kind of a flowy ephemeral green dress. She looks very motherly, very matronly. And she looks down at all of you, and she smiles warmly and says, "Hi, I've been waiting for you." And
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
yeah, the cat's gonna hop down off of the pillar and like land on her shoulder and curl up around her like a rainbow-colored stole, and like whip that big Maine Coon tail up around her neck and settle in. So if you're here, then that must mean you've met my sister. How are things?
So. We're looking for the
mother.
the mother. Yes.
Mother
Oh, that's
now.
me. I'm the
Oh.
mother. I'm the mother of Now. Welcome.
Nice to meet you, mother. Now, which, if you're the mother now, I assume this is the temple.
The Temple of the Moment, yes. Sad to say, but it hasn't been very temple-y in a long time. Worship of the moment has really fallen off on this planet for... Or is this that wrong reality? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Anyway, so now, mostly I just keep to myself now and wait for the one that has prophesied to come from my sister. I'm assuming that's you, group. But if that's true, then that means the shield? You have it?
Taken by a looter, believe it or not.
We were entrusted shield, but unfortunately, that's out of our.
Oh,
We were chasing after them, though.
Well, I have every confidence in you. I'm sure you do wonderful. But if you were sent to me, at least then Honorshoe must think you have the potential to be able to finish the job, or else she would have tried. I guess then let me go ahead and give you the message for my sister. And she summons up a glowing data pad out of hardlight. When she does this, you see like the cat looks up with like some interest at what's going on. You see her forming like out of hardlight like a whole data pad, and like she's reaching up into the ether and pulling what looks like schematics out of nothing and sort of placing them, laying them on this slate, almost like she's recording this information gesturally rather than actually typing it all in. And as she builds this image of this data pad, it becomes gradually more opaque and solid until finally she's got this crystalline, glowing hardlight tablet kind of spinning in midair. And she takes it and she reaches down and she goes to hand it to you, Valerie. The cat jumps down and snatches it out of her hand.
I guess I don't take it then.
Yeah, no, the cat jumps down out of her hand, off of her shoulders, and snatches it out of her hand. And she looks at it and says, "Prisma, bad kitty!" But as she starts to scold it, something extraordinary happens. It kind of shrinks a little bit from the scolding and not being particularly happy with being talked to that way. But also, it shimmers and sparkles, and you hear a tearing sound, and suddenly a red cat peels off from the body and jumps behind the altar and curls up with this glittering, ghostly fragment of hardlight in its mouth. And you see the cat that is standing before you now no longer has a red band in it. Additionally, Caxos, it runs right through you as it peels off to the left and lands here on the broken masonry in the intersection and, like, kind of hisses.
Is that supposed to happen?
She does this from time to time. It's really troublesome. Oh, gosh, this is going to be a problem. Look, I'll keep Red here, but y'all need to go get her back. I'm sorry, but she's made the tablet uncertain. It can't exist in normal space until we put her back together. And so saying, you notice that the cat yowls again as if in defiance, and a purple one splits off and heads down the corridor that you came in from.
Val, you're the one who's supposed to be good with animals.
Alright, is my bounty hunter still on the multicolored one?
Your bounty hunter is going crazy right now.
Does the main one lose one of its colors every time it splits?
Yeah, so you notice that it now no longer has a red or a purple band on it.
How many bands does it have?
Well, now it's got 4 left.
Oh, jeez. I don't have the energy to Hunter's Mark all of this, so I'm just gonna walk up as slowly as possible to the four-banded cat and just try to convince it to come with me.
Animal handling at
Animal,
disadvantage.
animal handling at disadvantage. Actually, 1 second. I think I have an ability
Can I
that
do
can be
one
helpful
thing
here.
while this is happening?
You can.
Through this hallway and holding it.
What is your action?
My action will. Crap, I got a secret.
You can message Jess.
Well, no, I mean, it kind of defeats the point. I will.
I can't.
hold-
It's like I can't adjudicate that if I don't know what you're about to do.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna hold a daunting roar if any of the cat, any versions or instances of said cat go past.
Oh, well, that's already come and gone. That purple cat skedaddled already.
That one, yes, but the others have not.
That's all fine then. So what was your animal handling check?
I'm
8?
checking to see if I have. No, I didn't. No, that was a different check. Unless you rolled. it.
No, I didn't
Okay.
build it.
No,
Okay.
I have my primary awareness. I have an innate ability to communicate with beasts as they recognize you as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action. You can read basic mood and intent. I can learn emotional state, whether it's affected by magic of any sort, short-term needs, actions I can take to persuade it to not attack, and I can't use this against ability. I can't use this against a creature I've attacked within the past 2 minutes, and I don't think I've attacked it.
Okay. So what are you attempting to do with that ability? Having said all that.
I'm attempting to communicate with it, and what does it try to figure out what it wants, and if I can communicate it to come with me.
It wants the shiny, and fuck you, I'm a cat.
All right, I guess I'll have to roll animal handling this time. Okay. All right.
It wants shiny.
It wants shiny. It wants shiny. Wait.
It has the shiny, but it wants to keep the shiny.
Can we give it other shiny?
Can I give it a different thing?
You're welcome to try.
I find the shiniest thing in my circuitry.
No. That will not do. I will go into my pack and pull out my rations, which do include. Funny enough, Valerie really likes that kobold stuff. My rations definitely gonna get some kobolds made some jerky at some point. I have some jerky in my rations. I'm just gonna offer this, try to bribe this cat with like beef jerky.
Okay, so
A space charter, yeah.
all right, so the prismatic stray kind of sniffs at your hand and the jerky, and you see its ears flat back, and it tries to swipe at your hand, but it passes through you. Basically, it is insubstantial, and you notice that it looks more see-through than it did a minute ago. You're going to hear the mother calling from the back. Oh, one more thing. While she's split like this, you're going to have to. Oh, you're okay. You're going to have to become uncertain too. 1 second, y'all. And she turns and like appears to like open a refrigerator door almost in space. Just it's the gesture. Like it's very much that same like I'm opening a cabinet kind of move. But a line of light turns into a square of light in midair, and she pulls out a tray of small, very charming looking little apothecary bottles with it's kind of like pearlescent, I guess, almost milky colored potion. It's apparent this stuff is actually like it's tangible and real. It's not like a hardlight construct. You think she probably summoned this from somewhere. But as she sets the tray down at the edge of the projection pool, she mentions, as long as she's not 100% together, we can't get the tablet from her, and we're going to need to catch her in her uncertain states. So everyone take a bottle, try and bring them back here, and I'll convince her to rejoin and become an absolute again, okay?
So I'm gonna go down the bottle, and I guess I will go back to her, offer her the jerky, and roll animal handling if possible.
So as you drink this bottle of potion, everybody go take a moment and regard the potion of quantum effect.
Oh, where?
Goodness gracious. I should have had this ready. Yeah, my fault for not getting you guys a heads up on that. So, and I'll be cutting all of this out. Bitter.
Yeah, we got it full down.
Okay. Okay, so everyone is now under the effects of this potion of quantum effect. you find that while you do now have the floaty flight speed listed in the potion's qualities, you also are able to walk here. This whole area remains as real for you in your quantum state as it was before. And in fact, you notice that in the quantum state, this place is actually very well lit and looks fairly nice. Much less run down than it did before.
Drinking that gave me the pins. Oh, jeez.
The pins?
The pins. Nauseous disorientation caused by being compressed. It's the feeling after you get, like, you make a dark matter jump. She's also just getting that weird feeling.
Oh, I got you. Okay. That's
See,
clever.
I'm trying to pull from the space lingo.
That's good. By the way, Meeb is canon now.
Meeb?
Yeah, short for Meeboid.
Beautiful.
All right. So yes, you have a flying speed of 5 feet, and you can move through objects and creatures as if they were difficult terrain. And you can teleport up to 10 feet to an unoccupied location that you can see. And this will last you for an hour. So that all being said, now you notice that every one of you has a slightly different kind of aura, almost, or haze around you. So Willow, you are covered in kind of a violet haze. Boom Squid, you're in blue. Valerie, you're in a green haze. Kala is in a yellow, and Caxaws is in an orange. Now, when the cat did not approve of your gift and swatted at your hand, and as you were called back by the mother, you may have noticed that the cat split into 2 more cats, a blue-green one and a yellow-orange tabby, one of which went left and jumped into the portal pool at the west edge of this room, and one of them ran north. The blue-green one went into the portal, and the yellow-orange tabby went north.
Yes.
And we are going to stop there tonight.
Right.
All right.
Because it is 9 o'clock almost, and we are about to get into the chase in earnest, and that's going to take a probably whole other session.
And I probably need to queue up the Benny Hill thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll be having some new music. I realized it was kind of sedate tonight,
okay.
but it was
That's
not
fine.
a whole lot happening except for exploration. So
Maybe I should have fought the wall vine just to heal little combat.
just for something, yeah.
I mean, I rolled a lot of damage.
You did
Yeah.
roll a lot of damage. I did use a spell.
All right, so we will be ending here tonight. Anybody have any plugs they want to put in before I cut the recording? No? Okay. Faye and Marianne, I still need your character intros. Everyone else, good job. I will be getting those edited together. I should have episode 2 of the video up this weekend, and more episodes of the podcast will be upcoming as I finish them. So we will end here, and thanks for listening or watching, and we will see you next time on the quest for the Quantum Rose.
Night
Bye.
or day.
Night.
Dark Matter is copyright Mage Hand Press. Check them out at mfov.magehandpress.com and back the Kickstarter for Dark Matter Starter Kit at kickstarter.com. Sound effects by Sirenscape Online, the premier solution for your virtual tabletop RPG sound effects needs. $22 every other month gets you access to Sirenscape's library of hundreds of curated music and sound effect packages. From swords to spells to starships, if you need sound, you need Sirenscape Online. Check them out at Sirenscape.com. Snickle Socks, if you appeared today, appears courtesy of Ladies and Mitches, creators of the Retroverse. Radical.